Good morning, and we are live from the Mattamy Athletic Center for the final day of the 2025 Canadian Blind Hockey Tournament. And we get things started off on day 3 with our final Children's Division game. Team Yellow taking on Team Black once again. And this is just a straight 46-minute time limit affair. As the play is underway, this is Team Black bringing it down the ice. That is Lucas Burke, who's had plenty of goals already this weekend, but just missed scoring there. That is Dougie Dillon in net for Team Yellow. He's opposed by Oliver Acosta-Pickering in Team Black. I'm Matt Sukram alongside Ben Long. And Ben, what we've seen all through the weekend is the development of some of these players who have maybe started in some of these divisions, children divisions and youth divisions, and have actually moved up. They've got their call-ups already throughout this weekend.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Matt. We've seen some of these players be called up to higher divisions as people have been injured or ill and not unable to play or have other commitments. Some people that live in the area have other places they have to be as well. Yeah, we've seen some of them step up and actually look good in the higher levels.
That was James Monroe trying to get the shot on net for Team Yellow. It's blocked, and now Burke going down the other way on the breakaway in on net. He will score. Lucas Burke opens the scoring for Team Black.
Yeah, he is definitely one of the stronger players in this division. There's a lot of kids out there that play with a lot of heart, and this division really has quite a range of abilities, as there's some kids that are just in the non-play end that are working on their skating ability, just out there to be part of the festivities, but they're still learning how to skate, essentially. And then we have the varying levels of abilities, because at this age in development, even if all kids get the same amount of ice time, the difference between a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old is only 1 year, but that's 20% of their life that they've had extra development in terms of just all physical capabilities and skating ability.
And a full year of getting touches on the ice, it makes a huge difference. And so the buzzer goes, and that will signal our first line change.
And that's also assuming equal opportunity, where not everyone has the same chance to get on the ice 2 or 3 times a week, or even once a week, depending on where you live and what programs are available near where you are. But as we heard last night, I was blown away by how many programs there are across Canada right now, and it seems to be only growing. That the tournament has grown by 20% this year. Was astounding to me.
So this year's tournament, 24 games across 6 divisions, which is the most they've ever run at a blind hockey tournament. They also have teams not only from Canada and the United States. They had 2 club teams from Finland and 1 from the UK, which is incredible.
Yeah, I remember hearing last night that their select series is Canada and USA, but they're looking to expand it to have a Team World next year.
That's right.
And have a 3-team tournament, which is remarkable growth. That I remember hockey used to be, again, just Canada and United States.
That's right.
Even growing up, it was Canada and United States, and that's cute. The other countries have a couple stars and not much else going on. And now even Denmark and Norway have competitive teams.
Yeah, especially at that World Junior and Olympic level, right? I mean, there's no easy games for Canada or the United States anymore, really.
Yeah.
Team Yellow with control of the puck now. Again, this is the second lines out there. Number 9 on Yellow is Isabel Bullrice, and Bullrice shoots it just wide. Bullrice had a couple of goals in the game yesterday. Puts it on net, and that will be stopped by Acosta-Pickering. Camera work should be much better for this game with Mike Brown, the birthday boy, on camera. I tried to relieve him of his duties, give him a little bit of a break for the children's game yesterday, and man, for someone that used to work in television, you'd think the camera skills would come right back to you, but it was a little bit of an adjustment there for us, so I apologize for some of that, but hope it was just as enjoyable. So, puck sent up to the neutral zone-ish, as it's now played. As Bullrice, I mean, she is just all over this puck. Again, they also added a
Masters division?
A Masters division, and they had the girls and women's showcase game as well on day one.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, lots of opportunity for growth within this organization for players of all ages, players of all genders.
And really that's what it's all about, right? It's about including people that maybe haven't been included in previous things.
Here's a chance for Lennon Martini. Bowl of Rice trying to get it away from her, and she will. 77 on the screen, Daniel Rosati. And now it's Bull Rice on the breakaway, shooting it just wide. So again, in the children's game, they don't have to make the pass. Again, we're playing about 75% of the ice here, as that buzzer will signal another line change. We'll say hi to Ken Burke, who's cheering on the Burkies. Nana and Papa are watching from Ottawa. Thank you for getting up early, Burke family, and joining us on day 3. 39 minutes remaining in this game.
Yeah, as you're saying, it's about 75% of the ice, sort of between 75 and between 3/4 and 2/3 of the ice is being used, and face-offs roughly at the middle space of it.
And again, they don't have to make that first pass before they can get the shot on net. And here's a chance. That was Ryan Burke.
As developmental hockey usually is, makes it a lot harder on the goalie.
Yeah, that's right.
If they don't have that pass and that buzzer for the goalie to know something's coming, they just kind of have to be aware all the time, and who knows when something's going to happen.
And they're staying down here, right? They're just learning to get the feel for the puck as it moves along the ice in this position, right? They're not worried about setting up and then trying to make saves. They're just, and I guess you as a goalie can appreciate that and touch on that a little bit more as well as the game goes on. And as it's picked up on that far side by Isabel Bull Rice. Left on the boards. Team Black looking to break it out. Lucas Burke on the breakaway. The shot, another goal for Lucas Burke. And the Burke family has had quite the tournament. Lucas Burke and Ryan Burke on Team Black here. You've also got Amy Burke and Tyler Burke playing for the Leafs. They'll be fighting for a bronze medal later today in the Open Division. So great weekend for the entire Burke family. And Lucas Burke, I think he might be in line for a call-up pretty soon.
Yeah, I think yesterday he did play in the youth division as well.
Yes.
But he certainly didn't look out of place there. And it won't be too many years before his brother's joining him, I don't think.
Yeah, that was Ryan Burke getting that puck out of the danger area. And here comes Lucas Burke again, bearing down on Dougie Dillon. And Dougie with a big save. Nicely done, Dougie. There's a shot on net, and that one is stopped by Oliver Acosta Pickering. Saves on both ends.
And one thing they can see both the coaches with the goalies are helping them work on is getting that pad over against the post and sealing up that space there, because that's the big thing, is that when you have people coming in from an angle, you want to be tight against the post to take away the short side.
Now another chance for Yellow, putting this one on net. Save is made. And they blow it down. That was Isaac Jones looking for the goal.
And as a lot of young skaters, they're stopping his ability. It hasn't maybe caught up to some of their skating ability, and he ran right into the goalie there a little bit, but Acosta Pickering was able to not even be pushed into his net.
Strength as a goaltender is something you definitely need. And we were saying that before about all these players, but I mean, especially the goaltenders. I mean, the lower body strength these players need throughout this weekend is unmatched.
Yeah, the one advantage of staying in the butterfly is you're not in a permanent squat position.
That's right.
But the pushing across in the butterfly is so much more tricky than just a normal player's or normal goalie's T-push across the net. The power pushes down the butterfly take a lot more leg strength and balance. The balance is really a tricky thing that takes goalies a bit of time to catch up on, and you'll see a lot of these goalies as they're kind of shuffling across, they might, especially the younger ones, you'll see them fall forward because that balance on those pads, you got to get the technique right to balance properly, and it just takes a bit of time to get that skill built up.
And I was asking you about that last night as well, just, you know, the fact that, again, a lot of these players with low vision or no vision, how are they emulating goalies?
Yeah.
And again, learning to skate, I mean, again, with very low vision, because a lot of time, you know, when you're learning, it's because you are seeing how it's done from people older than you or watching it professionally. So again, for these folks that have low vision or no vision, to do it just as well and just to learn the skill is incredible to watch.
Yeah, and the skating, especially like the forwards learning this with low vision,
Yeah,
it is a tricky thing because that's how a lot of hockey skill is built, just watching your heroes.
Bowler-Rice firing it in, and that's a goal. Isabel Bowler-Rice gets yellow on the board. 2-1 is the lead for Team Black, but Isabel Bowler-Rice getting the fist bumps from her teammates.
And that's what it comes down to, is because there's also a range of vision that some of these players are able to actually watch and emulate. Some don't have that ability. For goalies, especially some of the goalies that are in the no division or no vision category, that the benefit of goaltend coaching is there's a lot of a player sits there and you move their legs for them and show them. So that would transfer over and be a little easier to learn.
Bowler-Rice puts it on net, and Acosta Pickering with a nice save, just sweeping that one away. Again, what I've loved about this tournament is the amount of ice time these players get. You know, the organizers know that they've got kids coming literally from across the world, so they make the most of their time here, getting tons of ice time. And this really is kind of the culmination of a lot of their club seasons as well, as we learned at last night's athletic banquet. Coming out of the zone, that was Mason McDermott, but he gets stripped of the puck by Bowler-Rice, and now he takes it right back. And they'll let them continue to play. They are technically beyond the field of play, but they fire right back in. And again, big shout out to the officials as well all weekend long. This is Ruby Gencarelli feeding up to Bowler-Rice. Bowler-Rice now behind the net, looking to set someone up in front. But now McDermott comes in, blocks her attempt. Bowler-Rice turning, looking to put it on net. Backhanded stop made by Acosta Pickering, keeping that glove down.
And that was a great save there, and a lot of that, the way the goalies are tracking the puck in this tournament is really impressive to me. That using sight or using the sound to capture it. I have enough difficulty as a sighted goalie following the puck most of the time. If I had to go just on hearing, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, it's again using those those other senses to try to perform in this game. As the buzzer goes, and that will be another line change coming up. Dave Chater says Hibernia platform is watching Michael Sullivan. Great job, Michael. Michael wearing number 85 for Team Yellow. And Sonia Antonellis is commenting on those saves by Oliver Acosta Pickering. So a big day on day 3 here. It's a championship Sunday. Coming up at 12:30, you've got the Select Division Game 3, and players from that game will be selected at the end of the day, or at the end of the tournament, to represent Team Canada at their international series against the USA in Montreal next month. That will be followed by the Open Division Bronze Medal game at 2 o'clock, and then the Open Division Gold Medal game at 3 o'clock. And talking to timekeeper Lutz, he is going to do his best to make sure that those games start at that time. Down the ice, here is Michael Sullivan, puts on the brakes, tries to feed it back to the point. Nobody there, though, for Team Yellow, and now Sullivan's going to chase it all the way down the ice. Sullivan in behind the net. He's getting pressured by Oliver Russell, and now it's picked up by Burke. Lucas Burke in on the net, scores! Keeps it low, glove side. Past Dougie Dillon. And Lucas Burke makes it 3-1 for Team Black.
That was a great diving attempt for the defensive play by Sullivan there to try and catch up to Burke, as Burke is quite a speedster out there, and Sullivan is probably one of the few Yellow players at this point that has the development to be able to keep up with them.
Off the draw, Team Yellow bowling forward in front of the Black team bench. Couple of kids getting knocked down as they're all battling for the puck. A lot of stick checks involved there. Now they move it forward towards the net and covered up by Dougie Dillon. I like his mask.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask cameraman Mike next time to get a zoom in on that mask.
Nice
That looks
there.
slick. There we go. It's like a goalie on there. There's another shot that's blocked by Dillon. Sorry, I'm watching the feed now, and I realize that we're like we're like 10 seconds behind on the feed. That's cool. And I mean, talk about an artistic skill. I mean, the men and women that paint goalie masks. I mean,
yeah,
that must be such a cool job. Play underway inside the Black team zone. Burke trying to move it out. You've got Sarah Hawa in there as well, and now it's to the far side with Russell trying to move it out. It's shot back towards the net, and it's touched by Ryan Burke as the buzzer goes. Team Yellow with a couple good chances there, but once again, Lucas Burke on the ice, and Lucas Burke with another goal.
And another thing worth noting during this game is that Mark DeMontis is the current recipient of the Willie O'Ree Trophy for all his efforts for Blind Hockey Canada and founding, what was it called, Courage for Sport? I forget.
Sorry, Courage Canada.
Courage Canada, yes. And that became Blind Hockey Canada. And thanks to his efforts, we have events like this out here where these kids are getting this opportunity that wouldn't have existed previously. Yeah, he's quite a quite the athlete himself. We saw him play in the Select Series twice so far, and we'll see him later today.
Yeah, it was awesome to see him awarded with that trophy on day one with representatives from the NHL Hall of Fame.
And it really is, you know.
Or the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a shot by Bolerice. It goes off the side of the net. And Mélanie Bolerice is watching, cheering on Isabelle, along with Lauriane, Grandmama, and Grandpapa watching from Ottawa. And they're so proud, and another reason to be proud there as they pot it in the back of the net and get yellow another goal. So that should make it 3-2.
Oh, looks like we have 3-3 on the
We
scoreboard.
got 3-3 on the scoreboard in the rink. We'll just change it.
We'll trust that's the right score.
Yeah, that's right. And they've also changed goaltenders on Team Black. That's Shaden Bourgeois in the net now. As Acosta Pickering got his time in. And now Team Yellow trying to move it towards the front of the net. Knocked away off the stick. Picked back up by Ruby Giancarelli. Sent to the far side. Isabelle Bolerice. Puts it on net. Bolerice tries to find another goal, but sends it just wide. Bolerice back on the puck. She is all over this thing here on this Sunday morning. Now Giancarelli. Bolerice with the shot. That's stopped. Another attempt at it. Bolerice to the net, just wide. Bolerice now looking for the wraparound. That one is stopped.
And the players whistled down as the puck was stopped inside the crease area. That, I think, is a good rule and probably provides a level of safety.
Mm-hmm. Team Yellow. Everybody wants to be involved in the face-off. Bolerice whips it around the end boards. Again, also a shout out to the volunteers. I mean, you can see them on the ice helping out the goaltenders, so the volunteers and the coaches, and some of them also helping the players, guiding them. Again, some of these players are out here for the first time. Bolerice with another shot. No goal. Save made by Shaden Bourgeois.
And the buzzer goes for a line change. Last night when we were talking to Mark, he asked if I'd be interested in putting on a blindfold and trying out the goalie position. I definitely would, and I will probably be the worst goalie of everyone in the tournament if that happens. As we're getting off-air commentary from Courtney Kenny stating that I'd be the worst goalie without the blindfolds, and I think there's some validity to that. These athletes out here have really shown an incredible level.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to face a shot. I would just want to go on the ice and just hear the puck and feel what that is like.
No, I want to take some shots.
Yeah, you're braver than I am. Burke trying to move this one through the middle. Lucas Burke. A nice job there by, I believe that's Sullivan out there. And now Sullivan on the breakaway, looking to give Yellow the lead. The shot, save made by Bourgeois. Back behind the net, looking for the wraparound attempt. And this one he puts in. And I'm pretty sure that is Michael Sullivan. The jersey's a little bunched up there.
Yeah, I think that's
but
what
it does look like
was.
an 85, so. The 4-3 lead for Team Yellow with 21 minutes left on the clock in this final Children's Division game of the tournament.
The other cool thing about this tournament for us as commentators is we get to see these players a lot over a few days. So we get to sort of recognize their style a little bit. Like a lot of players have a distinctive way of skating with him, like Sullivan has quite a unique skating style. So that was definitely his goal. Because I was like, that's him
You can
skating.
tell, yeah, that's right. Sarahawa knocking the puck away for Team Black. Yellow gets control of it again. Poke check made off the stick of Isaac Jones. But now that's Team Yellow's Ben Thompson trying to send it in. That one gets stopped and sent back out. Ben Thompson, there was a Ben Thompson that played for the North Bay Battalion back in 2014. Good hockey name, Ben Thompson.
Yeah. I think it's the Ben.
Yeah. Why did that take me a few seconds to register there? Oh my gosh. They're chasing the puck. It's out of the field of play, so they'll bring it right back in. And again, what I like about this division is, you know, you alluded to it earlier, but down to our broadcast left, they've got a couple players who are just getting a feel for the puck. I mean, the organizers didn't have to, you know, have the ice time there for them to do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's the amazing thing about it is they really wanted to make sure as many kids got involved in whatever capacity they could.
Yeah.
Sullivan going for the goal here, putting it on net, and it is kept out. A second chance at it, and no goal. They're saying Bourgeois made the initial save and froze the puck.
Yeah, they really discouraged the driving the net and the poking at rebounds, and the traffic and mayhem that could come with that with visual impairment can be an extra level of dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in a couple of the games yesterday as Ben Thompson sends it just wide of the net, where there's some plays close into the net, and a couple players took some heavy spills. Lucas Burke going in on the breakaway. Burke to the net, save made. Big stop by Dougie Dillon. And once again, a big save leads to the buzzer going off. I'm going to have to start calling him Dougie the Dominator out here.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these players are big on their nicknames, I'm told, and maybe we've just coined one.
That's right. Going to take the face-off for Team Yellow is Ruby Gencarelli. Facing off against Mason Cordozo-Milliner. Loose puck. Slapped to the boards by Lennon Martini. Cardozo-Milliner looking for it. Boulerice trying to bring it forward. And Isabel Boulerice has given Yellow team a little bit of room here to go to the net. It's a 2-on-0. Boulerice with a shot. Bourgeois with the save.
And with the song that was just on in the previous break, High Hopes by Panic at the Disco, the Select Series gives an opportunity for these players to have high hopes for their own playing careers, that they can make, that there's a Team Canada that they can strive to work towards and to play for eventually.
I mean, a lot of talk about what's the next step for blind hockey, not just in Canada, but around the world. And I mean, you know, inclusion at the Paralympic Games would be massive for this grassroots program.
For sure it would be.
Boulerice at the side of the net. Can she bury it? No, it's off the pads of Bourgeois, and now a backhanded chance at it. Yellow on top of the net, but the whistle goes as Bourgeois makes another save.
And speaking of parasports events, in a month, almost exactly a month from today, there's a giant parasports event in Montreal. I forget the name of the actual event. But there is the International Select Series for Blind Hockey happening there as well. Which, if we get asked to go cover that event, we as a group would love to be there. As play back underway, Yellow's playing a little pressure, and Team Black is attempting to clear the puck from their zone. But Yellow shoots it, banks it in off the pads, and is in the net.
Yellow goal!
And have players.
So it's the 2025 Défi Sportif Alter Go. April 25th to May 4th, 6,000 athletes from up-and-comers to elite level with all functional limitation will gather in Montreal for the 42nd edition of Canada's largest multi-sports event. 10 days of competition, 110 schools and readaptation centers, and 9 sports, including athletics, baseball, basketball, bocce ball, curling, rhythmic gymnastics, hockey, volleyball, and soccer. Yeah, that'll be a ton of fun.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was such a big event, and that draws a lot of people to Montreal.
Yeah, 6,000 athletes. That didn't include family, coaches, trainers. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of people.
Like easily, that's 20,000 people going to Montreal. Between volunteers, coaches, family, fans, the whole gambit.
So play back underway. Yellow with a 5-3 lead with about 14 minutes left in this Children's Division game. The Jones family watching in from Philadelphia, cheering on Isaac, saying, "Dad's proud of you."
We're going to face off to the glove side of the black net here.
Not a bad sports year for fans in Philadelphia. I heard they won a pretty big championship about a month or so ago. But as a Cowboys fan, we're not allowed to talk about it, so. Playback underway. That one shot to the near side. Being chased to the boards by Sullivan. Sullivan feeds it up ahead to Owen Sansom. In behind the net now, Black in control, trying to get it out of their zone. Bit of a collision there in the circle. Sullivan fighting for the puck. Gets it away from James Monroe. Sullivan chasing it back to the near side. Sullivan looking for goal. His shot just wide. Good job by Burke to get in the shooting lane. And now James Monroe on the far side looking to clear it out, but Sullivan right back on it. Flipped it back along the end boards. Picked up behind the net by Team Black. Down by a pair of goals. Down the left wing, Burke tries to set up his brother, Ryan Burke. Sullivan gets in the way and sends it back towards the black net. And now Sullivan on, and the shot just rolls wide. Burke with it again. In the corner, digging it out of that area. Feeds it up to Lucas Burke. Lucas Burke trying to get it out. Falls, but kicks it ahead. Now Reinberg trying to chase it on the far side. Up the middle. And going for it here. Oh, just over skating the puck was Isaac Jones. Now it's Sullivan to the net from distance, and it's in. Michael Sullivan with another goal on the weekend.
And I was sure the goalie was going to get over for that save, but just not quite over enough.
Now, how many of these kids are going to go back to their schools on Monday and get to tell their friends how many goals they scored?
Yeah.
And how much, how inflated are some of those numbers do you think they're going to be?
I scored 7 hat tricks at Maple Leaf Gardens,
yeah,
man.
Exactly.
I know for sure that would be my story.
That's it. And in Michael Sullivan's case, he wouldn't be that far off this weekend.
No, that's he's had quite the weekend performance here.
Just over 10 minutes to play in this period. In this game, I should say. And Yellow, we're up 6-3.
It says 5-3 on the board here, but I know there was one goal that was just scored, so.
Yeah. Off the face-off, Yellow looking for control. Bola-Reese playing it into Jen Corelli. Jen Corelli with a nice pass to set up Bola-Reese. Her shot in on net, doesn't get there, but it actually does get into the crease area, and then it stops right there, so the official will blow the play down.
And you definitely see in these players the starts of the skills that you use to build a full, complete hockey player.
Oh, yeah.
And not just the ones that are putting up numbers, like a lot of the other players that are, you're seeing solid defensive plays, good passing plays. There's really...
And this is where you got to learn how much of a team sport hockey is. I mean, especially we saw it with, with the select division games the last 2 days. Here comes a chance on net, just over skating it, but now Bola-Reese tries to help her out, and she sends it just wide. Jen Corelli puts it back on net. Bola-Reese chasing it behind the net. Looking to bring it out in front. Her pass gets stopped, and it's sent out of the zone. Bola-Reese chasing. Tries to flip it back towards the black team end. And able to get a stick on that one. Looked like Mitchell Da Silva. There's another shot. And did it get through?
I don't believe so.
No, it did not.
Had the toe of the pad up against the post, and the puck kind of got stuck there between the pad and the post.
And Bola-Reese going over to Bourgeois and saying great job on that save. So that's another thing these kids are learning.
Yeah.
Sportsmanship.
And at this event, sportsmanship has been very apparent between all the teams. A lot of, knock someone over, be like, hey, sorry about that type of stuff on the ice.
Bola-Reese now with a chance again. The defense trying to smother her. They know when she's got the puck, they better block her. Jen Corelli puts it on net right off the side post. Bola-Reese, does she have one?
That's being called a goal.
And so Bola-Reese able to tuck in another one. Yeah, it's not going to be long before she's in the girls and women showcase game.
For sure, she's going to be there. And another year development, she might be playing up in the youth division as well.
Yeah, I was talking to Sietska Morgan, who plays on the, I believe the Canucks in the Open Division.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was talking about how she participates in a lot of women's blind hockey events in Canada and the U.S. Throughout the year, not just at this event.
Yeah.
And so it's great to see that those programs are available and growing as well.
Yeah, for sure. That, you know, this one event is a great event, but only once a year isn't enough to develop a sport. So it really takes the whole system and organizations. Now, I know Blind Hockey Canada doesn't do just this event. They put on other events as well. But there's all the local organizations that put in tireless effort.
Absolutely, and those are the ones that also need support as well. So if you're just finding this for the first time and want some information, log on to the Canada Blind Hockey website and you'll be able to find links for all kinds of great events throughout the year. Michael Sullivan looking for a wraparound, and that's another goal for Sullivan with 5.5 to play.
And I think he'll be up in the youth division. With another year of growth and development, it's possible we'll see him up there next year as well, especially with the performance he's put on.
Yeah, and there's some players in that division that could really fly with the puck too.
Yeah.
And you're right, Sullivan would not look out of place playing with those players. And now the black team looking to respond. That's on the near side boards, controlled by Ryan Burke. Burke and Sullivan in the battle along the boards. Puck knocked loose. Sarah Howell looking for it for Team Black. Now it's up on the stick of Ben Thompson. Thompson trying to feed it over to Sullivan. Now Sullivan trying to guide Thompson with the puck. Nice pass from Sullivan to Thompson. Thompson puts it on net. Right on the doorstep, and the save is made by Bourgeois.
And we have another line change here.
Just over 4 minutes to go.
Last shift, all players on the ice. Last shift, all players on the ice.
All right, so you heard it from PA announcer. Lutz is working, I think he's working triple duty this game. He's on the score clock. He's on the PA. And I think he's also doing the music down there this morning.
Yeah, he's a busy man who I'm told is a regular at a lot of these events.
Yeah, I think he's been volunteering since the inaugural event, and this isn't the only thing he volunteers for.
No.
So, big shout out. Sage is watching, cheering on Jihoon. Sarah Gencarelli is cheering on Ruby on this last shift. She says, Eddie and I are watching. So good morning to everybody on the YouTube chat. Thanks for joining in. Coming up next, our youth division game, scheduled for a 9 o'clock start. And at this rate, it might actually get started at 9 o'clock.
All right.
Big scrum in front of the net with everybody on the ice. Looking to clear it out. Now at the line. Trying to feed that one in. That was James Monroe. On the near side, Bolaris. On the right wing, tries to play to Sullivan. Now Bolaris trying to send it back in. Ben Thompson chasing it. Bolaris behind the net. Bolaris around the left side, trying to set it up to Sullivan. Sullivan finds it in the skates. Shot gets blocked. And now it is Mason Cardozo Milliner sending it around behind the net. Sullivan on the puck for Team Yellow. Tries to get it to the face-off circle. Black trying to move it out of the area.
I think anyone's going to have a hard time moving the puck with this many players on the ice clumped around like this.
I can hear the coaches telling them to spread out a bit, but Sullivan
all
on
want
it
that
again.
puck.
Yeah, everybody does. Hungry for the biscuit at 8:45 in the morning. In the faceoff dot. Yellow tries to get to the net. That's blocked. Burke trying to break out of the zone. Burke down the middle. Ryan Burke on net gets stopped on the back check by Sullivan. That was an exciting play with about 1:20 to go in this one. Burke gets it back. Bollery strips him of the puck. Now onto the stick of Lennon Martini. She sends it to the far side. Chasing it down, Sarah Hawa. Tries to backhand it past that yellow wall on the blue line, but now it's moved forward. Going in towards the net. The shot, it is no goal. Isaac Jones just missed.
That was a big pad save off the post. So we have one last face-off here before the buzzer goes.
The Tall Can Audio Podcast saying, way to go, Bash Brothers, Lucas and Ryan, great weekend. And Anna Tucker cheering on Michael. Racing over to Ebola Reese. Now Owen Sansom trying to find it for Team Yellow. 5 seconds to go, they'll blow the whistle, and that will bring this one to an end. What an awesome weekend by all these players. And a nice ovation from the crowd here at Maple Leaf Gardens.
And yeah, this has been a great series to watch, where seeing a bunch of kids like this out there, a chance to play in such a historic arena, and you know, I've never played at Maple Leaf Gardens.
That's right. And so they'll go home, get a couple of weeks off, we're told, and then a lot of these kids are right back into training camp within the summer months. So
was it June or July they start the training camp?
I believe so. All right, so a pleasure to bring you this morning's contest, and we've got lots more on the way today right here on the Canadian Blind Hockey Tournament YouTube page. Up next, the Youth Division, Game 3, coming up. For Ben Long, I'm Matt Sukram. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.